Hi everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to this session. Please let me know if I am properly visible and audible to all of you. It would be great if you can let me know. Okay. So those who are watching me for the first time, I'm Niharika Mam, your faculty of English, and here I am with another set. This is the last class, of course, because अब तो हमारा exam आ ही गया है, and I hope this helps you. This series has helped you a lot. Now, talking about the questions we are gonna do today, so most of them are based on grammar. So जल्दी से like और share कर दो. And important information that we are having editorial classes as well on our main channel. Okay, so that is CGB Mentors. Okay, and on that channel, I am taking regular editorial classes. If you find yourself weak in English, you want a complete power packed session, that's the session for you. तो जल्दी से लाइक और शेयर इसको कर दो और फिर वहां पे जाके आप CGB Mentors चैनल को ढूंढ के सब्सक्राइब कर लें. Let's get going. This is your first question. Please understand what is to be done. Instructions explicitly given hai. You do not need to worry. Answer to this one is H. Same passage has another question. I won't like do or say anything. First, you solve this, and then I'll explain both the questions together. Okay. So two questions here. I will quickly explain. The first question was which of the following doesn't fit into the theme. That means what the other statements are mentioning, saying that main message or the indirect message is something different than one that is amongst them. In India, the acceptance has increased many folds since 17. तो किसी चीज के acceptance की बात हो रही है. It is said that the currency has no nominal value and can be a medium of exchange and noted extreme fluctuation in its value. So currency का value के बारे में है. From a fringe asset with a reputation of holding value, only on the dark side, Bitcoin is being regularized by government. So we understand again currency, non-regularized one, and this is the Bitcoin we are talking. After this, on April 6th, RBI issued a circular barring any RBI regulated entity. So यहाँ पे भी हो गया. An interministerial committee formed in 17 had suggested banning cryptos. So again, we get to see cryptos के ऊपर का है. At least we have an idea कि A, B, C, D till E are in sync somewhere. However, this circular, so we do have a circular. This circular was quashed by Supreme Court, calling this disproportionate. F is also something related. The committee had noted cryptocurrencies are private, again about the same cryptocurrency. The logistical planning involved will push any modeling or supply chains. We're talking about the circular related to cryptocurrency and the value of it and all. Logistic, transferring of goods from one place to another, supply channels makes no sense here. So no doubt H हमारा odd one out था. Then this one, now you were supposed to infer E, G and B. Okay, so let's see. A committee had suggested banning cryptos and criminalizing any activity related. G says the committee had noted cryptos are private and created by non-profits with no value. B says it said the currency had no value, cannot be a medium of exchange. So the interministerial committee totally censured. दो तीन बार saying no nominal value, criminalize है, ban है, so it censured cryptocurrency, calling it to be of no futuristic utilization, no value, no nominal value. So that's the inference after reading three sentences I get. Also try to read in the sequence given here. The committee said customers will be able to buy. ये तो उल्टा है. Excuse me. Committee floated the idea of regularized Bitcoin transaction. ये भी उल्टा है. It is against Bitcoin, which is clearly seen here. चलो, please go through the question instruction, follow and start giving answers here. Answer to this one is B. There are 5 options. We need to choose the correct formation. That means the one with no error contextually or grammatically. Italy and Germany were these coarse and alien kings still reared on traditions. There are two places. Were two great tracts of land. See, ये common है. ठीक है, प्लेस को डिस्क्राइब करा है एंड देन सेम नेम्स को बोला है वर टू ग्रेट वंस. सो वी कैन कनेक्ट दीज टू पॉइंट्स क्योंकि सब्जेक्ट सेम है. These kings were for 50 years of what of were for 50 years to gratify their love of conquer at the mercy of bidder, etc. So Italy and Germany were two great tracts of land at the mercy of highest bidder. Bidder कैसे थे? Rich and easy to dominate थे. Where these kings still reared on traditions were for 50 years to gratify. Now see, यहाँ पे we are getting a proper subject and the verb it flows, and then we also get to connect where से आगे के चीज पे still reared on. So these are the kings. These are the places that reared on medieval tradition. Every good thing connects with other thing well. If I say first option, they were the two tracts of the land at the mercy of bidder, rich and easy to dominate, where these kings were for 50 years. मतलब ऐसा से meaning हो रहा है. These were the kings and they were there for only 50 years. So that's why this is the wrong context and the wrong connection जो establish हो रहा है. Same goes for C and D. What we wanted कि जब एक portion in the question जो चार portions दिए हैं दूसरे से connect हो, it gives you clarity and it flows. Same instruction है इसके लिए भी. There are three parts in this case. Connect these three parts in a way you have a meaningful, grammatically and contextually correct sentence. Answer is D. As part of his political grooming. Now, this format where you use a pronoun or any kind of personal pronoun, possessive pronoun before the name is totally okay. Okay. So, as part of the grooming, Rajiv was made general secretary of the party and given responsibility in what organizing the games. Despite, although, यहाँ पे contrast है ही नहीं, so we cannot use them. After being made secretary to the of the party which was part of his grooming and given responsibility, but इसमें राजीव कहाँ गया? So, this is incomplete in itself. There are two parts. Of course, there is an added connector in the options. So please see how well you can connect these two using any of the connectors here. So due to the fact that he held the post at this, because he was a doctorate in economics, okay, due to the fact that he held the post as advisor 2 p.m. Okay, provided that he was a doctorate, so he held, provided that also साथ में नहीं आएगा, although he held post, yet he was, although and yet are never correct combinations, okay, provided that he held the post as advisor of India on this because he was doctorate. So due to the fact फिर भी बोलना एक बार हम consider कर सकते हैं, but rest of them will not give you any. Answer to this one is B. So the government of Chhattisgarh, we have portion. Government has launched a scheme. Scheme supports patients. Government has been among the first. The scheme provides three hints, or let's say two main sentences about the scheme, explaining scheme, and two sentences regarding कौन सी government ने launch करा. So the government of Chhattisgarh has been the first. तो ये वाली piece of sentence हो गया. To launch an innovative scheme to provide nutrition to patients with TB. There you go. बहुत ही easily आप इसको connect कर पा रहे हो. Next one. Answer to this one is B. Myanmar military callous is put people at risk. People live at trafficked paths. Military callous is using deadly weapons and not fine methods. So the military's callous use such weapons at such paths around the border. So the military's callous uses your main noun and the subject. This use is putting lives of ordinary people at risk. So when you bring these parts together, now such questions are to be done through going through the options. आप उनको read करो, eliminate करो, select करो. That's how you do it. Okay. Answer is 2 and 3. Now here are some sentences you have to mark which is grammatically or which are grammatically correct. The military aircraft built by this company. Aircraft is used to provide communication capabilities into nahi in remote location. So we are simply talking about a location and enclosed area. उसमें कोई काम हो रहा है. Into की need नहीं है. In आएगा first had error. 3 options are out. Okay. So you are left with B and D. Now 2 is common. उसको skip कर सकते हो. Check for the third one. Trump has long called for phrasal verb है, long adverb है, an end to US involvement. Because main noun is involvement, यहाँ मुझे the लगाना compulsory नहीं है US के सामने. Which began how with the US invasion that was triggered by September 11 attacks at Al Qaeda launched from then Taliban ruled Afghanistan. Okay, so attacks that were launched by Al Qaeda from Afghanistan, but at that time it was ruled by Taliban. So ये थोड़ा सा स्ट्रक्चर ऑड लग सकता है, बट आई होप जैसे आप इसको ब्रेक डाउन करोगे इट विल बी क्लियरर. Go ahead, do the next one. Okay, so only the first one is correct. Rum distiller Teresa has launched Venezuela's first public share offering in 11 years. So has launched something. Citing, cite करते हुए. Rare optimism that the socialist ruled nation may see. See onward transition. Similar to some other place. Bingo. It was firm's first in a series of offers of Bolivar dominated shares. Shares जो already dominated है, because dominate is a verb. Shares as a noun is being used here. So to explain a noun, what do I need? I need an adjective. If I don't have an adjective, verb third form or verb ing form can act as adjective, which is actually supposed to happen here. Second is wrong. One of the Venezuela's best known brands, Santa Teresa, which exports via alliance with Bermuda based Bacardi, sells an initial. देखो, when we are talking about a time, like on Friday last week, whenever there is a time stamp in a sentence, the tense to be used is past, okay, past indefinite, V2, so or simple past tense. ना अगर ये नहीं होता, ओके, इतना ही होता, दैट मीन्स इट डज समथिंग रेगुलरली, तो सेल्स शायद सही होता, बट एटलीस्ट नॉट इन दिस केस, ओनली द फर्स्ट. Answer to this one is second and third. The Japanese travel company which owns what? An amusement park, popular with whom? Chinese tourists. This is a company which is singular, so has stumbled more than. We cannot use have. Definitely first is wrong. इतने में ही आंसर आपका आ जा सकता है, because you are supposed to have the correct ones, and all other options apart from B1 they have first as the correct. South Korean cosmetic makers are dependent on Chinese tourists coming to Seoul. So we have everything good to go. With Chinese markets closed for the week long, other stock markets, other takes plural with it, in Asia markets were feeling an outsized impact of home of investor concerns. Wi-Fi connectivity is what becoming increasingly vital Among whom, among what, among aircraft avionics. Bingo, first is definitely correct. Okay, don't have to worry about this. Now, networking airplanes are keeping. Airplanes that are used for networking, that doesn't give any meaning. Networked, already airplanes which are in sync, they are keeping ground crews up to speed. So, definitely, second is wrong. We are using in flight connectivity solutions like this software to combine, coordinate, analyze. All are in parallelism. For analyze, I do have an adverb, but that doesn't matter. Verb का first form हर जगह है. Data from fleet. So, first and third, correct ones. This would be the last question. All of them are absolutely correct. A student using an edtech company's online tutoring application. On average, such a student engages the app for 8.3 hours a week. That may only indirectly point. May के साथ में point verb है, indirectly only adverbs हैं. To how effective the company is in teaching a concept to the student. However, parents of some 3 million students, such parents are satisfied enough with it to have their children be how paid subscribers. Okay, so there you go. These were the questions. See, it's very important for us to understand the concept, and sometimes, through the questions, when we get to see things, like for this one, I'll tell you one interesting a rule that we get to see is sentence starts with they. That may only point to how effective the company is. Point to what? Now, usually answer to what is a noun. If not now, we have an opportunity there to use a gerund. If not even a gerund, then it could be a phrase answering the question what. Point to what? Point to the whole thing. How effective the company is. Company is singular, that's why is used. But it is not the main word of the whole sentence. So these are the minor things you can only come across through questions. This is not something that will be taught in the theory course. Theory course will teach you that if there is a singular subject, it will take is. Okay, it will teach you that is also as a as a pronoun. It is singular. Okay, demonstrative pronoun that is बोलेंगे. Excuse me, that are नहीं बोलेंगे. But this is how everything works together in a very different way when they come together. Maybe a sentence uses 2 to 3 tricky rules together. वो कैसे आप करोगे? It matters a lot. Okay? So yes, that's it. Thank you so much all of you for joining the session. I'm gonna meet you later now at 8 p.m. in another class. So till then, you guys take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the evening on our other channel, CGB.